What did the game film show you from the Bears and Chiefs, that Friday night matchup? I got you covered.
Bend over to your right.
What the was that?
What's up, Bears fans? People want to hear me talk.
What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of the Nicholas Moriano Show. I'm your host, Nicholas Moriano. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, share this Bears YouTube channel with a fellow Bears fan. And it's been a little bit since I've done my own live show. Been a little bit busy doing marquee sports, things like that. But I need to get on here just to talk about Friday's game, more so the game film and that first team offense and defense before Tuesday's cut down day. So want to get on here just to share some of my top takeaways. And as always, everybody, as you should know with this show, this episode of the Nicholas Moriano Show is sponsored by Triumph Drinks, the hydrogen-infused electrolyte drink that helps fight fatigue, supports muscle recovery, and promotes overall wellness with the power of molecular hydrogen. Zero sugar, zero artificial ingredients. It's clean, effective hydration without the sugar or crash, everybody. Use code NICK, N-I-C-K, at triumphdrinks.com to get 10% off your order. Every purchase with that code helps the show grow and keeps the content coming your way. Plus, Triumph donates a portion of every sale to mental health charities. Add the winning element to your daily grind at triumphdrinks.com. All right, everybody, let's get into it and how I'm going to do this in shorter video here because it's been a little bit since obviously the game last Friday, but I know it's the weekend and everyone's busy doing their own things. I get it. But I did want to talk about what I saw from just the all-22, Caleb Williams, starting offense, Montez Sweat, the starting defense against those Chiefs starters. And I'm just going to kind of go drive by drive and stat line for Caleb Williams on day 11, 15, 113 yards, a touchdown. You look at from the outside stat line, looks like a pretty good day. I still think, though, that's a little misleading how that first team offense actually looked against the Chiefs starters. And kind of just starting off the game, you start off with a missed handoff to Olamide Zaccheaus on the jet motion. Can't have that to start off. Very next play, that false start from Colson Loveland. But 2nd and 19, you have that throwaway, right, where it's an incompletion pass, or you have the incomplete short to the right side. Again, the notes I have on that play, Jonah Jackson, nice blocking for Chris Jones. And Chris Jones is, God, he's a problem. But 2nd 19, Jonah Jackson, liked what I saw from him. And that's, honestly, too, that's a guy that, for whatever reason, obviously a new acquisition, I don't know if he gets forgotten about or, you're focusing so much on this left tackle situation that you kind of almost forget about Jonah Jackson being the new right guard there. But yeah, nice rep there versus Chris Jones in 2nd and 19. 3rd and 19, I have Chris Jones gets 3 blockers on him. Dahlman is hanging on after being walked back. And then you have the 14-yard completion to DJ Moore in the middle of the field. So I didn't have any notes about Braxton Jones, which is usually a good thing in my notes. So usually if there's a guy that has a bad rep, I'll have it in my notes. But if there's nothing, that means they most likely did their job. So Luke Newman, also on there. Not on the reps, not in the notes yet. So it's a good thing. The second offensive series, now we go 6 plays, 17 yards, ends in a punt. First note here, swift run to the right. Here's something that popped up on film that I didn't notice watching the game live and then rewatching just the TV copy. Rome doesn't hold up his block and limits the run. This isn't the one time that this shows up. And this is actually something last year that I noted just watching the all-22. Like, Rome had his moments of good blocking, but then he also had his moments of he couldn't just hold up for whatever reason. Right here on this swift run, Rome doesn't hold up on his block and it limits the run. So, and then we have the really good design on the naked play action. Get Swift out in space, hurdles a defender, show the athleticism. Really like that play call and just how you're able to get one of your playmakers open in space. First time we're seeing DeAndre Swift get some preseason action. So you like that play, obviously. Well, it was a successful play. You get 6 yards on the pass there, continue moving the run or continue moving the drive. The next play here, you got a 3rd and 1. I have Rome again, gives up the block on the inside again. Swift gets tackled for a short gain. They end up getting the first down on this play, but I still have Rome with a negative with the blocking aspect. Then we have the very next, we have the 5-yard penalty on Chris Jones, defensive offside. You have another run. But then I also have the sack for Caleb Williams. Just here's my notes on it. Caleb is looking at Rome on the in-breaking route, and Caleb feels pressure. Gets a little antsy, takes a sack. It looks like Cole is also open in the middle of the field, but by the time that happens, especially the last part, Cole getting open, you're seeing, pockets starting to collapse, gets a little antsy there, and then takes a sack. But you go from a 2nd and 3 play to then a 3rd and 8, and that obviously puts the offense in. It's not an impossible situation. It's 3rd and 8. It's not 3rd and 15 or something like that, but it puts Bears in a position they obviously don't want to be in. And then you have the 4-yard pass to Colston Loveland. Good protection on 3rd down. Throw to Loveland. So I had that note, but obviously short of the line in the game, the starting offense is forced to punt again. You do get more success because you end in a field goal on the 12-play, 61-yard drive on the 3rd series for the Bears offense. Again, going up against these Chiefs starting defense. But you start off with a nice run by Swift. You have good blocks by Loveland. Braxton Jones gets a block, but loses his footing. You don't like to see that, but you pick up 12 yards, and you're seeing Swift, the ability to bounce outside, you just get an explosive run. Do something for the offense that wasn't doing much through the first 2 drives. You have the screen to the right. I do have this. Rome gets a decent block. Rome gets a decent block from Zacchaeus. And Darnell Wright gets out there in space too. Zacchaeus, if you watched his film when he was in Washington, smaller receiver, but that doesn't impact how he's going to go out and block in space for his teammates. Zacchaeus does a little bit of everything, and he does it well. So good block by him to help Rome. That short pass got you 5 yards on that play. Then you get the run up the middle. I have Luke Newman. Nice job from him leading the way, and Dahlman washes down Chris Jones, gets a good block at 4 yards on the run. So, I liked just really quick watching Drew Dahlman, just watching him more, just how he plays the game. I think everything that you thought about him, it's kind of showing up so far on tape. Because he's a little undersized at center, you see him get walked back a little bit, but quick, man. Post snap, quick getting and positioning. Those zone blocking schemes, you could see how he's super effective with those. So everything as advertised, you're getting. And that's obviously going to be a good thing for the Bears because you're upgrading at the center position. Swift runs to the left. This would be on a 3rd and 1. Lowers his shoulder, dives for a first on 3rd and 1. Komet gets a good block on the inside. Like seeing that. Then we have, Braxton Jones gives up ground, but enough time, and Newman holds his block for Zacchaeus reception. This ended up being, I think, a short reception for, what would this be? 9-yard gain. This is where Zacchaeus works back, goes back up the middle, 9-yard gain. But Braxton Jones does give up some ground on here, and Newman holds his block. And I don't know, Luke Newman with the starting offense, I thought he looked well. And this really quickly, I don't know, just public service. Now, this is only going to be about the starters. Don't want to. Kudos to Tyson Bagent and the second team offense, what they were able to do, operating not only a 2-minute drill, but just operating throughout the game. Really good stuff for them. But this video is going to be more oriented to the starters. And I really want to get to the defense because I have some concerns. Then you have the naked boot action with Williams. Komet would have actually broke open, but hey, Caleb sees open field, uses athleticism, uses speed, gets the corner, gets a nice gain on that play. This would have been an 18-yard scramble, and you just those are some of the plays, the designs that you see from Ben Johnson in this offense. That if this was Jared Goff, maybe he's still able to gain some yards, but I don't think he's getting 18. Not like Caleb is, but you see that. You see a little bit of how Ben Johnson can utilize Caleb's athleticism to help give him some yardage or to help give him some positive plays. Next play here, I have this would be the Brown run, the running back. Dahlman, nice blocking on one guy on the first defensive lineman that works his way up to the second level for his backup running back. Like I was kind of telling you earlier about Drew Dahlman. And then we have here, it ended up being an incompletion, but you have a free rusher left side through the B gap. Don't know if this is on Newman or Braxton Jones. Would have liked to see what was developing on the trip side to Caleb's right. You had Loveland, Roman, Zacchaeus, but none of that ends up happening because you get a free rusher through the B gap, plays over with, don't know what's going to happen. Or you know what happens is an incomplete pass. And then you have what I have in my notes, the dangerous throw to Roman in the end zone. The safety's looking at him the entire time. I think what Caleb said in his press conference, he thought the safety would roam and kind of pass the middle of the field, but he ends up staying in the middle. You have Swift is open underneath, but Newman, he's blocking one-on-one with Chris Jones, everybody. That's a tough assignment, but gave Caleb enough time to throw the ball, but you like that matchup if you're the Chiefs you like that matchup if you're Chiefs against anybody, but especially a day 3 draft pick rookie. But the safety doesn't go all the way across, and it looks like because Caleb's eyes are in the middle of the field. So safety's just watching Caleb, throws the ball in the middle, and high and away or high throw, however Ben Johnson describes it, doesn't allow any of the Chiefs defenders to get in. I think Rome actually knocks that ball out. Incomplete pass, Bears settle for a field goal there. But the decision-making, dangerous one for Caleb. So you kind of had a little antsy in the pocket on the sack, and then you have that throw. But other than that, I didn't have much issues with Caleb's game, especially when you look at the last drive. And this is, again, against the Kansas City Chiefs backups. But operation standpoint, you like what you see there. You get the quick pass to Zacchaeus after a short pass to or short handoff to the running back, but you get 25 yards, open zone. Chiefs it was just open. So you deliver the pass to Zacchaeus, good to go. And then for the 50-50 ball to Rome down the right sideline, you just really want to see Rome come down with that. For a guy that's, advertised as being a 50-50 or, able to come down with those types of plays, Rome, you like to see him come down with it, to be completely honest, because Caleb gets popped on the play, hit immediately after he throws. Like that, I like that he still threw an accurate pass, a catchable ball to Rome, but Rome couldn't convert. And like when you look back, probably watching the film, it's like everyone did their job, but one. So, yeah, you want to see Rome next opportunity like that, a 50-50 ball to come down with it. Because on the next play, Rome does make up for it with that would be a, 37-yard gain, left corner route. Love the design of the play. You have an outside receiver running an in-breaking route. I believe it's DJ, and it's that safety that's on that side. He bites, so he goes for that. They got a high to low concept basically going here. Safety goes for the low concept because he sees an in-breaking route. But what that does is it just allows Rome to be wide open on the corner route. So get the safety to bite. Caleb looking that direction the entire time. I think it's one to bait this safety to move up, thinking he's going to throw to DJ, but you throw over the top to Rome for 37 yards. Beautiful play design. Good execution by Rome and Caleb, 37 yards. And then the touchdown pass, 3-yard touchdown pass to Rome. Quick turnaround for Rome, basically runs in, shows his numbers, his face to the quarterback, zip, throw, Caleb, touchdown. You end the day on a high note. Overall, like the protection when I was watching it, there's a bit of miscommunication at times where, like I said, there's just free rushers Don't know why that's happening or what's kind of going on there. But then overall, I felt like Caleb did have time, other than that sack that he took, where still I thought there was a opportunity to at least throw the ball away or try to throw it a ball in the vicinity of Rome on the in breaking route, or like I said, Cole Komet was coming over in the middle. If maybe the pocket wasn't collapsing as much, but overall didn't have an issue much with the protection. There were some things you saw from Ben Johnson schematically that you like I said, the boot action, the screen kind of played a swift, the corner route that I was just describing with the eye candy in front of him to get the safety to bite. So there obviously some good, but plenty to work on. And again, you don't have Joe Tooney, and here's your left guard, but I liked what Luke Newman was at least showing. That's a little diamond in the rough that Ryan Poles got there. So first team offense, room to improve, but the same can absolutely be said about this starting defense. And really quickly before I go into just my takeaways from the defense, which is the unit that I have more of an issue with right now. I have to tell everybody about Windy City Sports Cards. They specialize in buying and selling all things related to Chicago sports, whether you're a diehard fan of the Bears, Bulls, Cubs, White Sox, or Blackhawks. It's got you covered, everybody, with an extensive selection of sports memorabilia and collectibles. In addition to those Chicago-focused items, they also offer a vast collection of sports trading cards and memorabilia from your favorite team and players. Visit their online store to find exactly what you're looking for to complete your collection or to discover a new favorite. You can check them out at 312 WindyCitySportsCards.com. That's 312 WindyCitySportsCards.com. And then also, I told you at the top, hey, videos powered by Triumph, the hydrogen infused electrolyte drink that keeps you going strong. Guys, get 10% off using the code NICK, N-I-C-K. It helps support more Bears breakdowns every single week. All right, this is the Nicholas Moriano Show. Thank you for tuning in, hanging out. Again, I know this game was a couple days ago. Friday, the weekend happens, but still wanted to talk about it after finally getting a chance to watch the All 22. So defensively, this is the unit that I have the most issue with, just because I just felt like there was a lot that just didn't go right for them. And yes, no Grady Jarrett, no Jalen Johnson, no Kyler Gordon, no Tremaine Edmonds. So that's some key players in the defense not playing. But that still has, in my opinion, doesn't excuse what we saw. Right? Because what I saw from the defensive line was no pass rush. And one guy, Grady Jarrett, and I see Kyle in the chat here. Grady Jarrett should make a noticeable difference on line of scrimmage. My worries are defensive backs injuries, and the guys healthy are injury prone. True, those are concerns, but I still have not majors maybe over the line, but there's still concerns about that defensive line. Nobody was getting pass rush. And I don't know if one man, Grady Jarrett, makes that much of a difference for the entire unit and how they play. Because there's going to be times throughout a game where all four of those players that you saw are going to be getting reps. Maybe instead of Chris Williams, you'll see more Andrew Billings like you did in the second, third drive. So it'll be Montez, Billings, Dexter, Odengbo. You saw that lineup. I didn't see much of a pass rush. I didn't see much of containing the run. So just some of my notes: defensive line, no push, can't fill in the gaps. So that's your first play, which is a run up the middle for 6. Already too much. Second play, quick pass to the left sideline, but nobody wins up front. Okay, and that's the whole pass interference, face mask, Nashawn Wright. Not great. Third play of the game, it's an incompletion, but Patrick Mahomes had all day to throw. All day to throw. Nobody wins on their rushes. Sweat is doubled on the play. Finally, Odengbo hits him at the very end. But Patrick Mahomes had, like I said, all day. I put next play. I thought I wrote somebody else's name, but Chris Williams somewhat penetration. Dexter loses footing and ends up on the ground. This would be the other incomplete pass that you have, but then you're facing a 3rd and 10 play. So Sweat uses the long arm versus the right tackle, gets penetration, but the quarterback moves out of the pocket, and Dexter is unable to get him. It looked like Montez wanted a hold and probably should have got one, but 55, and I put like in quotation, pressures quarterback, but uh not fast enough because the pass gets off. D-line looked overloaded on one side. You get the conversion on 3rd down. Boom. And then I have not one person has one pass rush win rep. And then you get the 2-yard touchdown run. So that's how your starting defense came out. And I mean, yeah, Nishan Wright gives up the pass. There's the pass in the middle of the field, but no one's getting home. You're asking for a lot on Grady Jarrett. Oh, once they get Grady Jarrett, this unit's going to be, it's going to be fine. It should be better, but that's a lot to put on a 32-year-old veteran. It shouldn't just be him. The unit should be better. And here's one other thing too. It's not like Dennis Allen is like scheming all these things up and putting things on film that are going to be useful for the Minnesota Vikings. Of course, there's, some tendencies, but you're kind of holding your cards to your chest a little bit. But still, you want to see these individual matchups, at least one, things like that, but didn't see it. Let's go to the second series. And the Chiefs, they get a touchdown the first one. They get a field goal. Should have been a touchdown. The second one, 7-play, 81 yards. First note I have, no pass rush whatsoever from the front four. 69 is in, opposite of Odengbo. Completion over the middle of the field. I didn't even put the run play in here. 8-yard run. So you have a Kareem Hunt 8-yard run, and then you have his completion in the middle of the field. You have the quick pass to Kelsey. Again, no rush. And Brisker, bad angle. Can't make the tackle when catch happens. Nice inside swim by Dial, but not fast enough. Man, here's my note. Man has all day to throw and steps up in the pocket and gets a nice run up the middle. Would this be on Patrick Mahomes getting the let's see. Yeah, gets a nice run up the middle. So that would have been Patrick. Yeah. Obviously, you have the big play down the left sideline too for 58 yards. So not great there. Let's see. Okay. Here's the run by Isaiah Pacheco. I actually posted this one on Twitter yesterday. You have Nishan Wright gets blocked, gives up the edge. Almost looks like a hold too. Chris Williams is pinned inside. Byard is blocked. Brisker gets a big hit, sends the running back right into the wall. That would be Pacheco. But, the Chiefs are marching down the field. And then what you see from Patrick Mahomes. Actually, I'm sorry. Maybe I skipped a defensive series because this one ends in a touchdown. Did I not even write this defensive series on here? Maybe I didn't. Oh no, I just completely missed it because it was so quick. Sorry, I was already going to number 3 defense series, but here's what I have from that second series. Sweat, Dexter, Billings all lose and the interior line gives up inside run. Deep ball, Dexter wins on a swim move versus right tackle Trey Smith. That's a positive. Right gives a big play. Dio clearly held. Interior D line is moved, and Mahomes elusive gets away from Rob Billings, and then they're saved by a drop in the end zone. Sorry, so I went ahead a little bit telling you about the third series because the second series happened so quickly with the big pass. So that's on me. Let's go to the 6-play touchdown, 81-yard drive, and then kind of reset all this. No pass rush whatsoever. Deshaun Wright can't get outside to tackle the man on the screen. Quick pass to Kelsey. Again, no rush. Brisker, bad angle. Nice inside swim by Dial, but not fast enough. And like I said, man has all day to throw. Steps in the pocket, gets a nice run up the middle from Mahomes. He had the run by Pacheco on the outside. Brisker giving a big hit, but Chris Williams pinned inside. Byard blocked. Deshaun Wright gives up the edge. And then what I was going to say before I caught myself, the 4-yard touchdown pass to Rice against Tyreek Stevenson. If you watch when Patrick Mahomes throws that ball, the anticipation is insane. Tyreek Stevenson never had a chance. And that just shows the chemistry, the level of trust that Mahomes has in his receivers to be in the spot that they should be when they should be. And for Stevenson, he had no shot. I would love to hear like the coaching points on that for Al Harris to Tyreek or what you could do better, but you're throwing that ball out so quickly into the perfect spot that when Rashee Rice, before he even turns around, the ball's already out. And boom, easy touchdown, and Tyreek can't even do anything. Can't even be mad about it. So that's that. And then I have, let's see. Then I have if for the last defensive series of non-starters now at this point for the Bears. Robinson chases the quarterback. Edvin gets positive yards. Dominic Robinson gets positive yards in the pocket. Hippolyte, nice run blitz with Sewell in the middle for a run stop. Billings gets pressure and hits the quarterback. Just nearly got the quarterback's arm, but PI at number 37 for the Bears. Billings run stuff overpowers the center. So you're seeing Andrew Billings come alive on this drive, which is great. Then you just have blown coverage, two high safeties have no idea what's going on here, where you just have a wide open man on the right side. 3rd and 8, no rush, and Bears are in the zone. Convert on downs. Nice pass breakup by Sean Wade on 1st and 10. I had Sean Wade, DB, mentioned here on this drive. No rush on throw over the middle of the field. Second and goal. Chris Williams, nice rush, stops, and then re-engages his rush, hits the quarterback after he throws. And then Sean Wade, nice pass breakup on the back shoulder fade, helps force field goal on 3rd down stop. And that's basically what I have for the notes for this game. You know, I didn't even get into the second half, but like I said, I really liked what I saw from Tyson Bagent, that offense operating 2-minute drill. And then I have this from Chef 1971. I hope Walker makes a 53. I know we have plenty of weapons, but he was making some nice catches. He was. And so it's 7:53 now. I believe that the 53-man roster that Scott Bear and I did on Marquee Sports should be live on the MarqueeSportsNetwork.com. Let me go see if it is. So we both kind of put our predictions. And for Jade Walker, I think he did everything he possibly could have done to make the 53. Okay? Like, I truly do believe that. However, I don't know. And the reason why I say that is because then there are some interesting guys, if you keep him, that you potentially are considering keeping off. And for me, and I don't know if I should spoil anything now, because Tuesday's going to be probably going to do a show on just the 53-man roster. I'll just present this question. Would Ryan Poles, not me, would Ryan Poles consider keeping Jade Walker over Karan Amagaji? I know what I would do, and I know who deserves it, but would Ryan Poles? Like, this is a guy, too, that's had some 3rd-round draft picks in the past that he's kept maybe longer than he should have, a.k.a. Bayless Jones Jr. You know, Zach Pickens. This is now year 3. Chris Williams is starting over him. He was a healthy scratch, Zach Pickens, at the end of last year, in the last regime. I just don't know if he's even done enough. But the question again, would Ryan Poles keep Jade Walker, most likely a 6th wide receiver on this roster, over a 3rd-round draft pick last year? And it doesn't have to be just those two guys, but just something to think about. And I know what I did in my 53-man roster, and you can go check that out. MarqueeSportsNetwork.com. You'll see input from my colleague Scott Bear and then myself. Some analysis too, who we have making it, who we would switch out, things like that. But that's going to wrap it up, guys. Just want to hit that 30-minute mark. We are just getting to 30 minutes. So appreciate everyone for tuning in, hanging out. I know the game was a couple days ago, but how much. Actually, yeah, you Bears fans are awesome. You love your content, so you probably definitely would have looked over the weekend. A little busy though, so got to it when I could, but there'll be plenty more content throughout the week. You have roster cut down day tomorrow, the deadline being 4 p.m. Eastern time, so be plenty from that. And obviously, the Bears are preparing for the Minnesota Vikings. Monday Night Football. Cannot wait to get this season started. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, too, this has nothing to do with football, but have a wedding to go to this weekend. And I'm the best man. And I have to prepare my best man speech, which I've thought about, but nothing's written out. Nothing's game plan. So it's, I'm not going to lie, a little nerve wracking. So looking forward to starting that I need to start that process this week. Actually, just finalize things. Like I said, I've been brainstorming, but it's gonna be a fun time. So, this is gonna do it for this episode though of the Nicholas Moriano Show. Thanks everybody for tuning in, hanging out. Like I said, playing more content throughout the week. And Brian, just have AI write it. I mean, no, you can't. I mean, as someone who is a writer, it's just wrong. I might have it review it. I'm kidding. It's all got to come from me. But that was funny. But I'm looking forward to that process. Like I said. All right, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see who the Bears keep on their 53-man roster. How it's going to maybe piss off a lot of Bears fans if Jade Walker doesn't make it. Is Karan Amagaji going to make this roster? Daniel Hardy, guys like that, kind of on the roster bubble. We'll see. We shall see. But everyone, enjoy your week, and I'll tune in and catch up with you guys pretty soon. But adios, Bears fans.
Bend over to your right.
What the was that?
What's up, Bears fans? People want to hear me talk.